broadcast live.
What's up? We got Money Badoo, and we still got a fucked up door. You know how we do. Yo, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
You know, you're supposed to be at the door and act like, knock, knock.
I just hopped out another portal, sorry.
Okay, you hooked out. Here we are, straight out of another portal. What's happening?
Out of another portal.
What's happening? Thanks for coming
How you
through.
doing? Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's super cold, huh?
It's alright.
Just don't act like you're cold. You must hit a little.
I must act like I went into the pool.
You must act like you sit at the gym warming up. You got Money Badoo. You got Money Badoo on Body Beats. What's happening?
What's happening?
How you doing?
Boy?
Hey, you know, always got a bunch of boys coming up in here. It's just nice for once, just to change the scene. As the weather changes, we change the scene. Have you seen
some feminine divinity?
Do you know what I mean?
I like that.
Porn star.
Sheesh. Hearing somebody else say it is so crazy.
Yeah, what a project, right? What a project.
Thank you.
What a project. I was pleasantly surprised and super impressed.
Wow, thank you.
I had to send you a message. I had to send you a message and say, wow. Firstly, I just want to start off with the intro, right? What is the meaning of the intro and why was it important to open up the album like that?
The meaning, it's called K.R.E.A.M, but it means Kroon ruined everything around me. And it's a narration by Maglera Doughboy. Like, Maglera and I have music together, and we both come from backgrounds where we knew that, like, the hustle was a very big part of us getting anywhere, not just talent, you know what I mean? And I think that, like, the name Money and, like, having that, like, manifestation on my life was something that I knew that is like a double-edged sword, and isn't something that has always been my life. It's a manifestation that I started owning, you know what I mean? I was like, no matter what, I'm always gonna look like money, I'm always gonna feel like money, even if that wasn't my circumstance, And I think then I started realizing that, like, it wasn't really the point of what I wanted to be on the inside. Like, you know what I mean? I wanted to know my worth outside of having material things and money, and want to be like, I want to be successful because I want to have all this money. It was like, what do I have left? And if all of those things perish, you know what I mean? Do I have a long-lasting career in something that I'm passionate and love to do, that I chose, you know what I mean? And am I doing it my way? Even if everybody doesn't see it, am I doing it my way for me? And so ultimately, I guess, K.R.E.A.M does ruin everything around you, It's like the whole thing, like, more money, more problems. The deeper you get into, like, even like something that you love, the more you see the bad side of it, and the more there is obstacles that you face. And so I guess that's literally about it. It's like what J. Cole says, you know what I mean, in Love Yours. It's like that similar thing. So yeah, it's a really beautiful way to start the tape, because I think that with this being my debut project, it was like, how do I say things, but in a way that's still metaphorical, that's still interesting, that's like, has substance as much as it seems like it, because I think a lot of people's perception of me is that it's like, oh, she's a trapper and she's a rapper and a baddie, and like there's so many different things that about me, and I'm very complex, so I wanted that to show.
You say a lot, you use a lot of words like, you said feminine divinity, you use words like manifestation, like you sound like a very kind of channeled person, a connected person, like spirituality or just like manifesting seems like a big thing for you, right? How correct is that? And in that, how much of what you're doing now with even that project literally has been like, what are the stories that we don't know that literally like, this couldn't have happened? But you had to literally be aligned and channeled in a way.
I mean, I guess pop culture will call me a chakra, but I don't even think that's it. I just think that, like you said, like spiritually, I felt like there was so much lacking in like what I wanted to be and like where I was going. And it felt like all of these setbacks, like I thought about this idea, like actually somebody stopped me, and when I used to work in a club, this guy was like, yo, if in 2019, I was like, yo, if music doesn't work out, you can always become a porn star. And I was like, and that was just him like trying to take a drag at me based on the the way I show myself, the way I express myself to the world. And so I took that and I was like, cool. I mean, that it sat with me for a while. At first I was quite angry about it. I was like, what? Wow, such a man thing to say just because I'm self-expressive. And like, all of these thoughts that I had. Then eventually I started owning it and owning that, wow, I am so self-expressive and I use my sexuality to do that, and I use the way I dress, and I use the way I see things and textures and art and color and music and all of these things that I've always done, and like nobody can shame me for that. So when I thought about porn star and I thought about like, where am I gonna take this? It was like, cool, it can look good and can like be like, this image, but like on the out and the inside, what is it? What am I saying? You know what I mean? And like, what is the message behind it? And so I guess that's where it all came from. It was like, what is porn star to me? And like, is it just the fact that being a baddie and cool and like, or is it actually something about my life that I haven't figured out yet? And I guess that's where it came from, just being like, damn, I have so many things I haven't found on the inside, and I still haven't, Like now it's the stories about like a time capsule of me and my mid-20s and figuring out my feminine divinity, figuring out what it's like to be a woman in South Africa and like what are the challenges that come with it and speaking about that. So yeah, I guess definitely like being spiritual and being someone that took the time to actually like play out what this means to me on the inside and not just what it would mean to me on like for everybody to say, yeah, it's amazing, it's just music. What would this music mean to me? And it took me 2 years to actually put this body of work together. Every single time I thought it was, yeah, let's drop it. I got an EP or I got something. I got that. It was like, it wasn't the time. So that also came with being patient. And you know how difficult that is when some people are saying, you haven't dropped. The last thing you did. Or like, even like, because I did something with like my best friend Saucy, people were like, you're a duo. Like people getting like a misconception of who I am. I had to like constantly just be like, it's cool. When the time is right, it will be like,
What were you doing at the club in 2019? You say you were working at the club in 2019.
I used to be.
I
shouldn't have brought this one up because I just dragged myself into a
This is what I want to find. What were you doing?
This is my story,
club?
I guess. So I can be proud of it. I used to work as a sumo angel. There used to be like this thing in sumo when sumo started, where it was like you're not just a promoter, but like you're almost like the face of the club. So we were like the energy of it, you know what I mean? The vibe. So yeah, it was really cool. It was just a side hustle for me to like also see what the industry is like in different ways. You know what I mean? I used to do music videos, I used to do so many things, but just like as a fly on the wall mainly, that's what it felt like. And so so much learning that I did and a lot of relationships that I have till like today with people in the industry was actually from there. And so I'm glad I took that. And I think that we don't talk enough about how you get there.
Because I was about to ask, before you got to there, what happened? Where were you before then?
I was just doing like side jobs enough to like make money just
What's
to support.
What's a side job?
Like I was everything. I used to work like as an English tutor. I'm sure that's somewhere in the internet.
Like an English tutor. I don't see you teaching English. I'd be distracted.
That sounds such a good songwriter as the English. And like I used to do so many things. Like I was a secretary. I was anything you could do for extra money. You know when they call me money, it's like literally anything.
But what did you need the money for?
I needed the money to survive. I couldn't go study. I don't come from a background where it was like, oh, okay, if you're just gonna chill at home, we'll pay for everything. It was like, nah, I can't sit back and like, and watch my family struggle and watch me struggle and like have nothing, you know what I mean? And also knew that like the path that I want to take is something artistic, and I need to be able to fund it and invest in that, invest in my vision, invest in the things I saw. It was fashion. It started off with fashion before I even started with music. You know, it was like, man, if I want to even make an outfit, I need money. So it was like, I'm not gonna sit back and like pray to God that money falls and thing. I had to go out and go get money and like see the worth of what money was and see how other people work and what it took to even just make some money and support the family. You know what I mean? I was still young, so I didn't have that much pressure on me. You know what I mean? My mom and them were like, as long as you can look after yourself, that's okay. You know what I mean? You're doing for you. But they didn't expect a lot from me. But I needed to invest in myself, and it taught me a big lesson, like seeing. That's how I knew that nothing's gonna stop me from what I want to do, and that music is what I really want to do. Music and the creative side of me is like the path that I'm taking in terms of a career.
So had your family had the money to take you to school or whatever, you would have been a fashion student?
Yeah, I probably would have gone into fashion school, definitely. Because that was like the main thing for me.
Yeah.
Was like fashion. I was the stylist girl before I started music.
But it seems like besides the fashion, like for me, and that's the thing, it's like when you say you're a secretary, then you're
Someone's PA.
Someone's PA.
The English tutor.
You're an English tutor. Where you Googling these jobs? You know what I mean? Like how do you even apply for an English tutor job?
You just need literally, you're getting these like basic minimum wage jobs and all you need is a matric.
Who are
and
you
then
teaching?
You're young. Like Chinese kids.
So
like English, like online tutoring.
Oh, okay.
It was really, and I think I learned also a lot from that because I did that that was the longest thing I did.
Yeah.
And at the time that I was doing that, I started working also for the club and I was still doing like side things. I was still doing music videos. I was still doing as much as I could, styling music videos, doing as much as I could. But I had money to get there and I had money to go home and feed and say like, you know what, and then also if I needed to put a crazy outfit together, and I had money to go to a fabric store and things. That was important to me.
How important was it and that's dope because that talks about also just like budgeting, you know?
And that's a very important thing.
That's why your name can't be Money Badoo, right? Without you.
And you're broke.
And you know what I mean? And forget being broke, you don't even know how to budget. You know?
Don't know how to work money, exactly.
So how do you now take all these lessons because they were hustles, right? And you it's almost like you've got this little budget, but you got these big desires, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that that's probably one of the biggest secrets also in surviving in the entertainment industry? And how have you navigated those things?
Yeah, I definitely do think so. I think, and I still am that way. Like, I still see something, I can still put an outfit together from a thrift and make it look like it's a 5 million rand outfit and it's like 25 rand.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's something that I've played out in every single thing that I do was like, how do I make anything that I do quality, of quality? Yeah. You know what I mean? And not saying, one day when I'm in the designers, it's like, nah, how do I make this right now pop and be quality?
Yeah.
So I definitely think it's been something that has taught me. And I've always been that way. And like, I've always been like, trying to think about how to be sustainable in everything that I do, you know? And like what's beyond just now and something being cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that has been and it has taught me so many things. Now I know how to like put music videos together without with like a budget where I know, okay, even this budget I can, now, if a 30K budget, dog, we're putting together something insane. People don't even know that. People don't know one of the most craziest music videos we did on zero budget. You know what I mean? Like Lil B, the remix.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, you're calling my friend, yo, can we use your garage to put Black K upside down?
Yeah.
And like there was a video when I was smoke machine, we used to like what do you call those? Where you like, I like him but like, yo, we're gonna kill Black because of the fire. But like, that's the most insane music video ever. And then people like supporting me, you know, like the Lotus Sutra and stuff. So, and we know each other since I did music videos for her. I was just a background girl. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you can literally do anything you want if you just have the ideas, the vision, and like wanting to do it. Like for me, it was like actually wanting. Like yes, you can manifest things, but you have to go out and do it. Like you have to be like, no matter what stands in my way, I'm gonna make this possible. You know, even was like listening sessions for MK Ultra. I remember like 5 days before. Our teams are like, nah, I don't know if you can pull this together. I was like, watch me. And like, I'm a dragon even when it comes to those things because it just feels like, yo, if I'm gonna say, let somebody tell me no, if I'm gonna let anything stop in my vision, I've never done it before and I've gotten thus far. Now is even more of the time to just take that energy and like make every single thing I have come to life. And I have so much more backup, you know, brands, so many things. Like I never ever thought that even before my debut project that I'd be in a place that I'm comfortable, I make money. I don't have to go and do side jobs anymore to make the money that I make because I'm able to do it through music and to bring a creative, you know. But that also took just doing random photo shoots like with people, anybody, and then putting to like styling it, doing makeup, everything around things that you saw was like not. You know, it's like me, you know what I mean? Putting those things together and saying, okay, if I start building my Instagram page, I know that this is going to be in the future something that people make money out of. It worked, you know what I mean? Even though I used to go to shoots with brands, they like didn't even know I did music. They just liked my image. And I was like, okay, I will. Like this is like going to work regardless because my music going to pop. It's like crypto to me. So like...
It's for me, like, I'm a music person first, before anything else, And I've always seen you as the fashion forward, risque, design person. I've never seen you as a musician. I'll be 100 with you.
Yeah.
I saw that, like, you had this stuff with you'd feature, but I was just like, we always have this thing where we like, music is, people just don't respect music. It's just a side thing. They just do it on the side. You know what I mean? And even when I saw you, I said, because you've got a great personality, and like we've had a couple of times, I take people first though. Music is, I take people first, then music, then money, whatever. That's my order of things. You know what I mean? But like, as a person, like you always just gave me great energy. So, I saw your strength. I said, yo, fashion forward, she's got it. But when I heard the music though, I was like, wait, you serious? You like serious? And as I hear you speak and you tell me about your little jobs, it shows me how resourceful you are. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You literally like are without a doubt, in a couple of years, you literally are you're gonna turn this thing into a business, and you're gonna literally like be doing other things beyond yourself, Because all your things that you've done, your little things have been teaching you, and no one can play you because you got your hands dirty. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's so true.
When I got to G2G, it set the bar. It set the bar high for me, and I was looking forward to hearing the album. And I was wondering, like, where did you see your music being performed, right? By the way, people that are older with experience always like see things, but for them to learn, they literally need to go, okay, lead me now, show me. Because I don't know what it is. Because now I don't know what it is. So tell me, I'm following you now. Okay, where do you see this music or your performance or the type of music and the audience? Who do you see as your audience for this type of stuff you're creating?
Like, what you said was so valid, because I knew that like the image of me in the industry was that. It was like, music, okay, cool, that's fine. Like, you rap, cool.
And I'm being honest with you. I'm not trying to.
And no, definitely, exactly. Yeah. I love that, because I knew, I was aware of that. I was like, that's why I was like, yo, I have to actually put every single thing and take the time and go through, like I said before, and go through the years of people being like,
yeah,
you're cool, yeah, you know what I mean? And finally be like, okay, this is the body of work that represents me. So I feel like, because of being multi-genred and that I can do anything, you know what I mean? I like literally have performances where I'm raging, where I'm like singing full on with a mic stand and then like jumping into a mosh pit in the same set. Yeah. And I don't think a lot of people have experienced that, because this is my beginning, Yeah. So it's really exciting for me to be like, I think I can be on any stage because I've put the work into being as diverse as I can be, because I realize that that's my power. You know what I mean? That's my strength. It was because like when I started singing, it was like I didn't want to just be boxed as a singer. I saw when I started, I knew long term in 5 years that now I knew I had to go through the process of people just thinking I'm a baddie and a trapper. Because when we started doing stuff like me and Sosie, there wasn't any trap girls. There wasn't a trap scene for females. Yes, there was internationally, but in SA, it didn't exist. I swear to God. There were so many times that I jumped on the stage and I was sometimes the only girl with like, and trap brews are like a thing, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we came up in the scene, Sosie and I rapping with like trap guys. Like we used to be in the studio and you're like 25 of us. And only 5 people can get on the song. Yeah, so if your verse is whack, you're not on the song. People indirectly telling you, it's chai for you. You know what I mean? So we had to like work to like actually jump on songs and like be respected in that scene as girls. Because now I look this way, so now it like kind of puts me in the male gaze. So I'm not getting the respect that I would like. So I have to like demand it. Do you know what I mean? And so with all of that, I got to a place I also had to realize, but also had to feel like, okay, cool, I did this trap thing because I didn't want to be boxed as an R&B singer or as anything. All of these things that I can do, that I know I got you in the bag, I didn't want to be boxed as that. I saw an empty gap in the industry and I was like, that one is going to be nice way to start off. And then I start like curating this space that like becomes big. And now I'm like, yo, they're around me. I'm like, yo, there's so many trap girls. I love this space. You know what I mean? And then I started getting to like, okay, now I need to sit back and focus. What is the music that I want to do? And so like with Porn Stars, like even with the deluxe, when the deluxe comes out, there's gonna be so many more genres of music that comes on. Because I wanted this first body of work to just be like a breath of fresh air and like, okay, listen to what I have.
Super fresh.
Right? So I think I can be on a Coachella lineup. I could be on any kind of lineup. You could put me on a Rager lineup, and then you could also put me in an R&B scene, because the type of music that I'm gonna be is gonna be curated for that. And like that was like my way of thinking, was like, how do I position myself to be any type of performer, and not just be like, I'm booking you for a trap event. I'm booking you for an R&B event, a trap event, a hip hop event, any kind of event. She's gonna bring a showmanship that is curated for that specific event, and we're gonna see that side of her. And it's gonna be so amazing to experience that, because when I saw her last week at the trap event, it was a completely different element. You know what I mean? And that's what I work super hard on, especially my performances.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, once you blow in SA, you're gonna shift something from an audience perspective, you know, because the music is groundbreaking. You know, even when I look at like, and I'm not saying it's groundbreaking globally, but from a local market, it's groundbreaking, right? It's I thought I was the only one that had listened to the album, but I was telling Slikour, like the guy that's behind the sound now, and I was going, yo, I was like, yo, she's got a pretty dope album. And he's like, album of the year. So I never heard him properly. and I was like, no. And then I said, no, she's got a pretty dope album. He's like, yeah, album of the year. Like, did you listen to the album? He's like, well, obviously, you know, we've got a group. It's like, yeah, I heard the album. And for me, it's like there's that Jenna Ayoko. I don't know how to pronounce Jenna. Jennifer, man. Jennifer Ako, you know, icon. You know, there's those vibes, you know, and then there's the trap vibes, which I did expect kind of also, and then you know and I saw you guys promo this song, right? With Rick, you know, Rick Tyler, you know, I saw you guys promo this song, and again I was like, I know Rick. I never checked for it. I never checked for it. Phew. But yesterday I was in my feelings. I was literally listening to it, like looking at the trees, like I was like, oh. Do you know what I mean? Do you understand that once this blows, you're gonna shift the game, though?
I'm hoping to. My intention is to shift the game, and I think with that, and thank you, Sipo. Thank you for saying album of the year. Thank you for speaking out of my life. That's a prophecy, and that I take with all my heart. Thank you so much. I plan to, like, trust me. I have my mastermind plan behind all of this is to shift. And I think that I also hope to really do it organically and not something that I feel like is gimmicky. Because I don't think that's me. I think that, yes, I have an image to me, but that's something that, like, is just also, once again, just me. Like, before I started music, like, the name Money was given to me by my friends. I was like 18. And it's like, you always look like Money. And we're like on our way home from sleeping with my friend from a turn-up the night before. I didn't look like Money that day. I was in pajamas. But they were like, you always look like Money.
Your PJs
and it's just like, I realized that's my demeanor. It's the way I carry myself. You know what I mean? And so I want that to speak for me first before anything, you know what I mean? And then the music. And I knew that it would. That's why I was like, I'm going to be silent, because when it's time for the music to do what it needs to do, it's going to be a shift. You know what I mean? Because I've intentionally put so much into this. And the story behind it is, everything is so well curated, like from the inside of my soul, that I was like, I'm not happy. If I don't listen to this album 50,000 times and I'm not happy with it, and I'm not like, yo, this is great, this is amazing, I'm not gonna put it out. I'm not gonna put it out, you know? So my intention is to shift the game. And I also think that there's so much shifts happening that I'm just part of it, you know what I mean? I'm just part of the butterfly effect happening, where it's like, we're doing like this whole renew thing, you know? But like the pandemic gave everything time to be like chill and shift. But now I feel like there's so much happening in the game, you know? Even like from like with Somnyama, with like so many people, so much amazing things happening right now. K.R.E.A.M, like the list goes on about the shift happening right now. And I'm just so excited to be a part of it, man. I'm just so excited to be a part of it.
You know, like I said, although music is important for me, the one thing I was so grateful for, I was like, I looked at music and I said, music is actually particularly like when I speak about the South African lens, I said, we should be happy or celebrating right now having an asset like you, because you see all the fashionable stuff that you do. It's like you edgy. You know what I mean? Like your shit is just like it's global culture, it's fashion, it's edgy, it's like it's clean. And then there's music also. And you know what the problem is with music? Music literally, like, the guys are dope in the music, they're edgy, but they look like shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? All the guys like look super dope, they like fashion, boom, but the music is shit.
Yeah.
You know, you literally like both those things.
Thank you.
And you've done it so well, you know?
Thank you. That's the Rick blueprint, to be honest.
You know what? It's because maybe I've been thinking of him so much, and
Same.
I feel I've been talking about him so much also. I never wanted to talk about him because I've been thinking about him too much.
It's hard not to be honest.
Yeah.
For any one of us.
Yeah.
And we should boast about him. We should keep him on that pedestal as high as we can.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely the blueprint for me. Of like being able to like shift culture in a way that it was fashion and the music was always, you know. And anything quality, like music videos, anything that you saw was of the highest level of quality. I'm sure he was very pedantic about that, you know what I mean? I don't really know, but I'm sure he was, based off like everything that he's produced. And that level of quality is something that I always said I'm gonna strive for, because it's possible. So
yeah, I just probably have been thinking about him a lot. It's anyway, you know, I when I was listening yesterday, I was like, it's like the female version of Rick here, you know.
such a huge compliment. Thank you.
I mean, you still, obviously the market still has to agree with it, with the music.
Yeah,
you know?
of course. Yeah,
You know?
need everybody else.
The market still needs to agree with it, with the music. But what it gave me, and like when I looked at everything, I said, this is the female version. I never wanted to say this in the interview. I thought about it yesterday. But that's how I felt.
Wow, thank you. That's a very huge compliment. Thank you.
I felt that like these are the seeds. These are Ricky's seeds. He would always like go, yeah, the new, but like bring. Like Ricky's last interview with me is gonna go live tomorrow.
Oh wow.
He talks about that. He talks about it's always been about the music, but there was a time where like the music started now welcoming the fashion and bringing those two worlds. And that interview that comes out is exactly what he was talking about when I was listening to you.
Wow.
Because you got the music right.
Thank you.
And without a doubt, you got the image right. You know?
Thank you.
Sorry, you got me in my feelings now.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Image, I was gonna ask you image over fashion. Fashion, image over music, the balance. Which one for you is the one? I normally get people emotional in my interviews. You got me emotional. Anyway.
I told you.
You know what I mean? Fashion and music.
Yeah. Which one?
Which carries the most weight for you?
If I'm being honest, also I'm a Libra, so I hate the scale thing. Music. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because I feel like fashion and everything else comes so easy for me. It's not something that I ever have to, I don't feel like and sometimes I know that I will. I know that like with a crazier budget and as my career goes on, I'm gonna make it crazier. But now I'm like, I'm still chilling, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I know that people, and people on the outside, I see that, people interpreted it, yo, that's craziness. So I'm like, okay, I don't know that much because it already seems, even though I think I'm chilling, on the outside people seem like it's thing. But when it comes to music, it's like nobody exists in the world.
Yeah.
When I'm in the studio making music, nothing exists. None of my problems, none of my stresses, no outside view, no outside perceptions, nothing.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like the way I dress and my image is a way to protect myself. And music is where I'm the most vulnerable. So it's completely different things, you know what I mean? And I guess that's why music to me, because music is like, I'm saying everything I've been afraid to say in a way, you know?
I wrote this yesterday as I was listening, and which was my deviating from like bringing in the Rick comparison, but it was a way for me to kind of
Go around.
go around it. I actually wrote, I love what you're doing because we haven't had ladies that actually have a strong sense of fashion, style, and art while also making great music. This is a global thing and not just local. And that should inform you how serious you need to take this. That's literally what I wanted to kind of say to you. That's
no pressure.
that's when I thought about Ricky, that's when I kind of wrote this, because he took this serious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very serious.
You ask, Rick literally wouldn't make a quick decision about things, particularly about things he takes out.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this because I've had those back and forth with him. Then he'd pull it, no, it's like this, like, fuck Rick,
Damn.
Let's
just drop it.
He took it serious. So that's why I'm just saying you need to take this serious.
Yes.
But going back to what you were saying, when you say that music is, it allows you to say the things in you. What are some of the vulnerabilities that you have though, as a woman or as a human being in this earth? You know what I mean? What are some of the vulnerabilities that you have that you feel that like you cover through the fashion and you connect with through the music?
I think that sometimes it's very difficult to own that you're a very sensitive person, and I think anybody in music feels that way. I think we're oversensitive about so many things, and I feel things deeply. I actually should speak for myself, but I feel things very deeply. Like it's like to a point that it feels like it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. And I felt like if anybody had to see that, I would get hurt because I've gotten hurt in the past because of that, showing that side of me. And when music found me, it was like I could finally feel strong in that sensitivity. I could finally feel like no one could take it away or hurt it or bash it or destroy it because it was mine to own. And I think that was a very important aspect. And it does play out in the fashion because I'm very unapologetic about the way I dress and the way I am. And I've always been, and it took a lot because I obviously was like slut-shamed at times by other people, whether it was my friends or my family, because of the way I dress, which was something that I had to overcome because it was like, I saw it as fashion. I didn't see it as being a baddie or wanting to be naked or wanting to do anything. I saw it as, to me, like, I love these parts of myself, and like this is how I accentuate it. This is how I put it together. Because some days you catch me dressing like a complete bruise. Some days I'm in all baggy things. Some days I'm in a suit. I'm like different aspects of it, not just that one side, but it feels like that side just got like, it was something that would be focused on because I was under the male gaze. And it was difficult to not feel sometimes like I just want to like hide away and like just change my image because I felt like I didn't want to be slut-shamed or be seen as something that I'm not. When on the inside I was somebody completely different, but I was showcasing myself as this. You know what I mean? Because those are the conversations that I was having. It was like, oh, I would never have thought you're this intellectual, that you're this. And I was like, why though? What do you mean you wouldn't have thought that? Because, you know what I mean? I have under boob and like tattoos. That's crazy, And so, yeah, I think that in music I could finally not feel like I'm being overly perceived because of that. And I could just be me, like just be me. Outside of Money Badoo, just the human, I could just be Jade, And in the fashion, there's like behind that, she's still that person. She's still just her putting these crazy outfits together. But I have to perform it though. You know what I mean? And in order not to care, in order to also be self-expressive and not let anything dampen that, was like I have to perform it. When I go out in the world looking like this, I need to make sure I don't care and like I am this and I have confidence, And it built me for the industry, to be honest. Just that little thing that I switched on like when I was younger, it was like, it built me because now I feel like any setbacks, I feel like such a drag. It's like, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like that hardness comes with the other side where it's like, I go home and cry still. Like, oh, challenge accepted. I'm like, I can't believe this happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and music lets me be both people. I get to
Yeah.
like cry about it on a song, but then super perform it and be like Money Badoo.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so important to me. And then, like I said, for me, and as much as the fashion is such an important part of what I am, like, it's just something that comes easy to me and it's just who I am. It's not like something that I overly focus on ever. I think that's why I say like music's the most important part, because it's something that has to work for me for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I went through your pictures. I could see in your fam, your mother also is kind of fashionably inclined. You know
Yeah,
what I
she
mean?
is.
So yeah, that shit literally could be contagious.
Yeah, you know, it's just something that you like, either you feel it or you don't.
Yeah.
So it's not something that like, I'm like, I gotta do those things in the fashion industry. I actually don't think about it yet. Maybe in 5 years I'll change my mind and be like, yo, I want to do this. I want to start something crazy. You know, and I think about like
the
merchandise.
opportunities are gonna come to you.
Right? And I was just wanting to be that way. But like music is something that I'm like so overly sensitive about even. You know what I mean? I can't take criticism too well sometimes because of how I feel. And then I do also. But like, yeah, music is like.
Do you choose your own beats?
I do. And most of the
You
time
got a
I'm
great
also
ear,
in
by the way.
production. Yeah. Thank you. Because it's not like I choose. Like, I mean, they'll play it and I could say, and I'm very part of that process. Like, I like this sound, let's put this sound up, let's add this, let's do this, take this away, I want this there, let's do this. So I'm very, very much a part of it. And I guess that's why I feel personally, it sounds the way it does because of my involvement, you know.
Yeah. And that's why I go, you know, you talked about these layers that you put in. Do you know that even the titling of your album is a layer? You're still in fear of people getting inside you and hurting you. So even the way you titled the album, Porn Star, you literally like put a layer, it's veiled with fear, you know, because inside it's very sensitive, you know, and it's very honest. And like you say, you know, forget the music, even some of the things that you say, you know, you don't want people to break it. So you protect it by calling it Porn Star. So even if I'm listening to it, and you know what I was thinking when I was listening to it, I said, I'm glad I don't see any artwork because I'm connecting with the music, not like the visuals. You know what I mean? So even the move of the project is like a very protective layer of the fear. It's like the fear. Porn Star is literally your fear.
Yeah.
That positioning, less than what the project is about.
Yeah, definitely. And I also think that, like, to be honest, when I really decided, yes, there were like that situation that happened with somebody saying, yo, if you, and then it was like, as a society, as somebody that like is alive right now in my mid-20s, as a female, in growing up in where we kind of seem very modest in our society, but we're not. And I feel like even in the world, like we're not able to be honest about our sexual liberation. And especially as a female, it feels like that is something that always is taken away from us. It's like, you're not allowed to be sexually liberated, else you're a hoe. You're not allowed to be sexually, else you're this. You know what I mean? And it was something that played out in the way I was dressing also. It was like, I would be slut-shamed just for being confident and wearing what I want to do it. You know what I mean?
And I guess when you're a guy, you can have tattoos and show your tattoos and be proud of them on your body.
Walk with the vest out, skipper off, and nobody gives a damn. And it's like, I can't be in a bra. Or else it's like, whoa, girl.
I mean, how do you even like decide what kind of tattoos you have? Because even your tattoos are very artistic. You know, you're like a wall, you know, you literally, so I'm assuming that like you do want to show that, you know, for you, it's part of you. Do you feel like they're part of your clothes also?
Yeah, definitely. Like every single thing everything about me is very intentional and it's all part of how I wear who I am. I think that's the most important part. And like, they're all very special to me, you know. I only have like 6 tattoos and I know because I'm tattooed in specific places, it seems like I can't wait to get there. Really. But I'm taking my time because it's not just about being tattooed. Like, these all have such a big meaning to me, you know. When I was 22, I got the tattoo on my neck, which is symbolization of a mandarin flower that never dies. And so, to me, and that's like when I started making music when I was 20, and I was 2 years into making music. And I really put it there because it felt like this was my way of reminding myself that like this instrument that I have is something that will never die and almost immortalizes me. And that's how serious I have to take it. And that's why I got.
Sure.
And that's what that represents. Every time I look at myself in the mirror, time someone brings it, was that so? I'm like, it's literally, if you know the pathway, it's nothing compared to every single thing that I know I'm about to take myself through in order to really do this, you know? Because music looks like, you know, that whole smoke and mirrors thing?
Yeah.
That's what music looks like, right? Like it looks amazing on the outside, like you just jump on a stage. But damn, it takes a lot. There's so many fears that, like you're saying about the fear part, there's so many fears that I have at this point right now before this project drops, because I am not scared of change, but I feel like I thought I was so ready for my life to change. And now I'm like, now that it's changing, I'm like, yo, do you know what's gonna happen? People are gonna perceive you, and not everybody's gonna like you, and not everybody's gonna like what you put out, and not everybody like. It's like a crazy point to be.
It's not as easy as posting something on the gram, eh?
Yeah, they're not caring if somebody, just deleting their comment if somebody like says something. It's not. You know what I mean? Because it's so sensitive to you. And somebody saying, I don't like it, it's like, I no way for you to just, I don't care as much as I wanna. And I'm trying to train myself and remind myself the person that I'm gonna be in the next year, this girl, I wanna remind her that everything is gonna be okay, and like you're still just a human. Like, you don't have to be Spider-Man all the time. You can be Peter Parker.
Manifest.
You know?
Manifest.
Yeah. And like K.R.E.A.M, like they were like, remember when K.R.E.A blew up, and they were like, oh, you have different faces and everyone, like that whole thing changed. Now it's like K.R.E.A, like she's respected and she's amazing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, it's like everybody has to go through that phase of like people's perception of you before they become comfortable with how incredible you are. And that's scary for me, very scary personally.
The other alternative way to see it is that, what if I am constantly aware of who I am, and I fill myself with so much confidence and so much validation that like everything that's happening under me literally like either doesn't get it or it's just gonna end, because I already know who I wanna be. What if the picture of who I wanna be is so clear that like it cannot be distracted by those that don't get it, and because the truth of the matter is that like we are gonna be moved by those that get it, you know? And immediately those that get it will move us. So we're gonna focus on those that move with us. And then when the rest of you guys catch up later, we'll still love you. But we know that you are never early birds anyway, you know? So what if like
That's
the
so
focus is, let's just focus on the energy that moves forward with us. Let's just, so your mind needs to always think that I am right about who I wanna be. I have conviction about who I wanna be. But you are wrong if you don't get it.
Yeah.
You're right in your life, but you are wrong about my conviction.
Yeah, that's so true.
Do you know what I mean?
Very powerful. Thank you. I never knew it. You're right. The whole thing about like the image of me is very clear. The image of who I am and who I want to be is very clear.
And I'm always gonna be right.
And,
And you're gonna
me.
be, and I don't blame you if you're wrong, because you are not me. You are not empowered to actually be me. So empower your vision by literally saying that you are always gonna be right. You are always gonna be right. And anyone else that doesn't get it is definitely wrong, because it's their life. You know, they can't be right about my life.
True.
You know?
True.
You've made it. You're drawing the life that you wanna have. You on your own body, you know? You know what I mean? And you already know what your vulnerabilities are, and you already know what your fears are, and you're just trying to protect yourself. So all you're saying is that, with that being said, you're gonna build yourself so strong, because you know clearly who you are. And because you know what the world is made out? It's made of people who don't know who they are.
Wow.
There are more people who don't know who they are than people who know who they are. So don't ever let the voices of those that don't know who they are literally like be louder than the voice of yours that knows who you are.
Profound.
And that literally creates fear. It's the voices that don't know who they are. That's why it's easy for them to comment on those that know who they are. It's the easiest thing. It's a shortcut.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And you can't deter all of the work you put into you, you know? And you shouldn't.
Yeah.
And you should have more faith than you have fear, because that's what's most important. That what literally drives the whole thing.
And the reason is that, like,
Faith
you
in
know,
yourself.
we inspire those that we don't even know.
True.
So you pay attention to those that you know who are competing with themselves, with even being who they are, with even being in their skin.
Yeah.
And we always pay attention to those that are competing with being in their skin and fighting with themselves and not true to themselves and the voices in their own heads. We always see those people.
We do.
And we make those people very important.
Parts of us are those people also. Some parts.
But, like, you know, there's only one Money Badoo.
Period.
And they're not.
Yeah.
They're not halfway where you are and where you want to be. So why do you keep on looking at that? And importantly, you know, that hole that they took is not your hole.
Their part also.
So why do you keep on going back and looking at their hole and going, I wonder, part of me is who they know you are there in your own hole. You're alone.
You're right.
The biggest place of happiness in life is understanding that you are alone anyway.
True.
There's no one else. I'm alone because I'm in my head with you. You are alone anyway. Forget it. As long as you know that you are alone anyway.
Like nothing else.
All these ideas, these crazy ideas, you are crazy anyway. You know what I mean? Just accept it, bruh. You know? And the others that literally don't want to accept that means that they either lying to themselves, because we're all made to be unique.
True.
But the world literally wants us to be conventional so we can look for the same jobs, work for the king, say the same things. You know what I mean? But some of us literally are still tuned into the craziness of every animal that's in this world. Because no one tells a lion that, like, it needs to be a lion like this. So go be you and go be crazy, you know?
Thank you.
Because success is when your crazy becomes normal.
You're normalized for being as crazy as you are.
But you continue because even the book I'm reading a book from Quincy Jones. He says, if you ever reach the top, then that means you are never ambitious. You never reach the top.
Yeah, true. Why don't you feel like it's a top, you're complacent.
So this craziness, when we were crazy rapping in 2003, and everybody thought we were crazy, yo, my man. Look at this craziness, it's become a normality. Look at the level that you take in this normality of craziness
100%.
to now.
Like Boom Shaka, you know? Even like Liv Matos is saying she wants to own her master. You know? Yeah. It's like a long line of
Take this level of craziness
ideas.
and make it normality.
Definitely. Thank you. You're right, you just changed my perception.
Money
Or you
Badoo.
just made me feel comfortable. Thank you. Thank you.
Money Badoo, the album is out. Pop star.
Porn star.
I mean,
Sorry, younger.
fuck a porn.
Chief.
So Young is my dude. Yeah.
I'm the porn star, he's the pop star.
Yeah.
And I got the pop star on it.
You know what I mean? You know, the porn star, the album is out right now. Incredible album.
Thank you.
And I'm telling everybody else, incredible album. Go listen to it. Forget what you've seen. Fuck what you heard. Listen to it with your eyes closed. You'll feel what's happening there.
Aish.
My last thing, you gotta get a band with that.
I do. I can't wait.
Porn star. It's not what you think it is.
So what was your favorite song?
I never had a favorite
realistically?
song. I won't lie, I never had a favorite song. Because you know, to be honest, I only got to listen to it yesterday for the first time. But like, I literally was like, I can't wait to listen to it again. So I don't have, it's all good.
Thank you.
It's all good. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I mean, like I said, from G to G, from the joint even that I was saying with Rick Tyler, there's just so many joints that I was like, whew. But you hate, when albums have a favorite song?
Yeah.
That means that some of the songs are not good enough.
Yeah. I was hoping that you said you don't have a favorite though.
No.
Just because I feel like I don't have a favorite. Only because I know that like every single part of the project is literally just about
I never had a favorite
bangers.
song. I never had a favorite song. But I'm probably going to have a song that I like
Stands
more,
out the most, yeah.
More I listen.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then that one might die, and then there'll be another one. You know, it's how good albums work.
That's a good album.
It's how good albums work.
I can't believe we're having this conversation finally. Yo, 2 years. Yo, take your time with your craft, yo.
Oh my gosh! Can you please say that again?
Take your time. Your craft deserves all the time that it needs to be the best. And don't take any shortcuts. Go the long way because it's better. You learn so many things. I only made the song that Younga's on like this year. Like I was about to submit and I was like, hold up, wait. But I kept having this like recurring thought about the fact that like something's missing. Then I made the song and I sent it to him and he was like, sent the verse like a few days later, a week. And then now it's on, you know what I mean? So like take your time. Because if I dropped this a year ago, it would have never been the same project that it is. And that would have been so sad.
My respect for you as a musician, as a human, has grown in a lot of ways, you know, and I'm glad it was through the music, and great project.
Me too. Thank you so much.
I hope that you go listen to that project, and music is just so music is just so fortunate right now. You are a gem, from the fashion, the look, to the music. This is where music is. You know, this is the Rihanna, A$AP Rocky level. This is where music is. This is where music is. It's like, it's everything now. It's not just the music, you know? So thank you. Thank you for doing it, you know? And I'm glad you woke me up.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for having me, and thank you for speaking so much life into me as just a human and the rest of my career. It really means a lot, coming from you, especially someone that I've looked up to for a long time. So
I appreciate that.
Affirming!
As Sipa says, album of the year. Go get it out now. Shout out. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Broadcast live